Okay, so in Archons, most of us are rascals. We have different kinds of groups here, and they do different things. Sometimes there's a group of people and they bust into your home for a stage, and then another group does something else in it for another stage. And then there's another group that does something else, okay? And then once, all these various different things are done, there's a flux in time that happens and we have a dip, okay? So when considering my cousin Amy Wagenman, she's kind of been doing her thing, and we have to consider how else the objective of obscurifying Amy Wagenman could happen. It could be we're going to say, Amy, you can't be a Punky Brewster girl anymore. You have to no longer have this hand. And when she may try to change her hand, we get her another way. And she becomes obscure, locked into obscurity that way. So we also have to consider how it could be a risk for her to, change her hand altogether like that. So it could be that we need to consider how it may be possible for Amy to continue what could be kind of a busty kind of hand, but maybe it's not quite as punky nor as brewstery. Maybe just do so in a little bit more mild way. Okay, and perhaps that's a good way to reduce the risk. I mean, if you do it, then doing it a better, wiser way is what we want you to do. Okay? That's how we prioritize. I'm 47 years old. I'm going to live till I'm 90. We know we're going to do this for many, many more years. Okay? That's how we are. We're going to have more dips. We're going to have plenty of them. And we're going to do our thing in them. So we need to consider, when we do whatever it is we're going to do, doing it more wisely. We want to do it in a way that reduces the risk of obscurifying Amy. And we now get to do this in a stage. We're now locked into a very great stage. I mean, a very, very, very great stage is now at hand. Margaret, our grandma, Margaret Standage Roberts, okay? She's my grandma, she could be your mom. My grandma, Margaret Standage Roberts, is now obscurifiable. See, she was not obscurifiable during these, and now she has become obscurifiable, okay? She herself is going to be targeted. Look, this is a vast amount of people who have vendettas against her. We need to kind of be wise with what could happen and what kind of already is happening. The steps that we should develop with Margaret, in her case, are what they are. Meanwhile, we have this other objective in our family to reduce the risk for Amy. Meanwhile, as Margaret's risk increases, we don't want Amy's risk to increase, okay? We want her to kind of lay low, not in obscurity, but, just kind of not do things to be at risk. We want to do things good for Amy. Meanwhile, we also have to take a good look. What, Amy, are you asking to live with me? To crack my own home? That's the nature of a busty hand, isn't it? It could be that. So there's kind of a protocol we have to make with Amy. We have to, it could be you can't live with me. Okay? It could be you can't live with Anne. Okay? You don't want to make Aunt Anne look bad. Yeah, there was, you earlier in our lifespans, Amy had made a very bad underhand. Okay? She did something very bad to our family. She even uprooted our whole entire family, okay, in a stage. It was very bad for our family. We naturally have to go, wait, hold on. You made this foolish hand, and we really are concerned about you. We don't want you to be obscurified, Amy. But now we have to protect ourselves. We can't even let you live with us. And you're blaming us. You're blaming David and Aunt Judith. You're blaming your mom, Aunt Anne. No, you kind of did this to yourself. You betrayed the family. You have to develop the steps that you should yourself, okay? And developing a good, better, wiser way of doing what it is you're doing is what you need to do yourself. So I encourage you to just get into a housing program yourself, okay? And you could do it, Amy. You can. Meanwhile, it's important for you to do this because as Margaret's risk increases, you want to not increase your own risk. You want to get into housing. Okay? All right, so these are worth acknowledging. I'm going to put on pause. All right, so Margaret's risk is now increasing, and it's just going to be, we have to consider being wise with vast amount of population groups. This is really true, though. This really is a great category with many, many, many people. In fact, it's in the range of how great can be. You know, it's even greater. We call it vast, but it is. Don't kid yourself. Don't lie to yourself. That is what it is. Okay? Okay. Now, so Margaret's risk is going to naturally increase, and we want to be wise with ourselves and also wise with Margaret and not beguiled by Margaret. Okay? And we have to consider how Margaret has chosen to objectify people in our family. She's objectified me. She made me a public spectacle. She even has misused my identity in many ways, okay? She also has objectified, who else? Amy Wagaman. She also has objectified, who else? She's objectified Ryan, my brother, yeah. She got him to consider falling on me, and he did. Okay? It's worth acknowledging, though. Way back when, Brett kind of did something. He did something because he fell. He decided to be foolish. He was considering what kind of great pattern could there be, even though I just made a lock that means I'm not going to succeed with a great pattern because I'd rather check Grandma. He fell, and he considered, how can a great pattern be? I'm going to go ahead and try. I'm going to play a game of fall on me with the principal, Mr. Hawes. Okay? This is what he did. He did something really wrong to me. Okay? That's what he did. Ryan did something similar. He took my pillar as a part of a game. And in playing a game of fall on me with Bishop Jeffrey Cooley. Okay? That's what he did. And when he took my pillar, he did it intentionally, imperfectly. Okay, there's a way to. If you take a pillar, you could do it with a back that has something perfect. Okay, that way a smooth job could happen with undermining. But Ryan intentionally omitted something, and thus he did it with an imperfect back, playing a game within this game. Fall on me. You know, I even fucked up with this big job. You know, I took a pillar and I did it fucked up job. Fall on me. You know, Bishop Cooley didn't want it. There's something, a great pattern he didn't like, okay? He chose not to, and he chose to do something else. We're glad he did. Okay. Earlier, Brett was doing something very similar. He, very goofy guy, okay? But that's what he did. He did something really, really wrong to me as a way of playing follow on me with Mr. Hawes. Grandma was targeting Mr. Hawes, and Brett knew it. How could a great pattern of corruption be? Should I play a game of fall on me? And he fell and he dead.